It's Monday, December 18th. I'm your host, Sarah Beal. On today's show, we meet Admissions Director at Cape Cod Community College, Matt Cormier, and then we have two segments from our Barnstable High School intern, Mackenzie Connor. First, she interviews the students behind the new composting program at the high school, and then she talks to Athletic Director Scott Thomas about the master plan for the athletic fields at Barnstable High School. But first, let's get a look at today's top headlines. The Marine Environmental Affairs Division would like to remind everyone that renewal season is right around the corner. All mailings will be sent out by the new year and must be returned by their due dates. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact the MEA office at 508-790-6273. The DPW Snow and Ice brochure is now available on the town's website and right here at Town Hall. The brochure gives you all the information you need on how the DPW operates during a snow and ice event. It also gives you tips on how you can help to make their job easier. You can pick one up today or view it on the town website at townofbarnstable.us. The town collector's office is in the process of working on the real estate and personal property tax bills to be issued by December 29th. The billing will be a three-part bill with a coupon for February, a coupon for May, and a taxpayer receipt. The schedule is third quarter will be due February 1st and fourth quarter is due May 1st. You can check the town website at townofbarnstable.us to explore the option of paying your bill online. If you have any questions or need assistance with this or any tax questions, please do not hesitate to contact the tax collector office at 508-862-4054. The Town of Barnstable Conservation Division was recently awarded an AmeriCorps Cape Cod member for 2017-2018. Emily Baker will serve in the Conservation Division for 2 days a week. She will manage a trail inventory and improvement project for conservation areas. There are several project goals, including trailblazing and map updating, natural history trail guide maintenance, and installation of a stream crossing footbridge near a wetland. Barnstable County AmeriCorps Cape Cod chapter is funded by the Barnstable County and through grants from the Massachusetts Service Alliance and the Corporation for National and Community Service. The town of Barnstable has over 40 boards, committees, and commissions with approximately 291 seats. Citizen participation is exemplary, and the town council appreciates each and every member who serves. If you are a resident of Barnstable and are interested in serving on a board, committee, or commission, please consider submitting an application. The appointments committee, made up of 5 town councilors, will interview applicants and make recommendations to the town council, who vote to appoint members at their regular meetings. The full list of open positions on board, committee, and commissions can be found on the town website, www.townofbarnstable.us, and you can click under Town Council. Up next, Cape Cod Community College Admissions Director, Matt Cormier. Matt, thank you so much for joining us today. You are the Director of Admissions at Cape Cod Community College, so we want to talk about all things admissions so that people understand what it takes to apply to be a student at Cape Cod Community College.
Great.
So let's start with the application process. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
So it's really easy for students to apply to 4Cs. All they have to do is go onto our website and fill out the online application. Right from the main page, there's a little red apply button on the top. They can click on that, and all they have to do is click General Online Application, and they can go through and add their contact information and how we can get in touch with them if they've gone to school before at another college or university, high school information, and then we process the application.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So it's really, really simple process for students. It maybe takes about 15 minutes to fill out the application.
That's great. And if there's stuff that maybe that they're not sure of, is it okay to leave that kind of stuff blank, and then maybe once they come in to talk to you, kind of figure those things out?
Yeah, so since it's an online application, it will not let the student go forward until they've filled out all the information. But all they have to do is contact the office, either by email or by phone, and we can help them through those questionable areas.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
And if they have some maybe credits from another school, but they're not sure about that, can you help them kind of figure that out?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And some people think credits go bad. They actually don't. So we can use college credits no matter how old they are. So send those transcripts to us, because that makes it so much easier and saves the students money. It's a great thing to do. Yeah.
That's really good to know, because I know there's a lot of people that they may have gone to college like 20 years ago, and they might assume that the credits that they earned 20 years ago don't count anymore, but that's good to know that they definitely do. I mean, that time that you spent, it's still valuable, and it still exists.
Exactly. We don't want to make somebody pay for something twice.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So the next semester starts in January. What can you tell me about, joining, because you can't start at Cape Cod Community College pretty much anytime. It's a year-round school. You guys are open through the winter, through the summer, through the spring, through the fall.
Yep.
So if you're interested in taking classes, you don't have to wait till September.
Exactly. You can start on January 22nd. So we have the application process ready to go for spring semester, and students can fill out for all the different programs that we have to offer. They can sign up for anyone that they want to choose for.
That's really cool. I know that there's a lot of students that work and are students at the same time. So
Definitely.
a lot of people aren't taking a full-time class load, and that is fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with doing that.
Exactly. You know, we're really aware of the Cape Cod community at 4Cs, obviously, because, you know, we're in the community too. And so we make sure that there's class offerings for all students. So if you want to come at night, online, during the day, whatever it may be, we even have hybrid courses where it's partially online and partially in the classroom.
Oh, cool.
So there's a lot of great options to make the schedule work for any type of student.
So you could take 1 to 2 classes, each semester, but you could be taking classes year round.
Exactly, yeah. You could go in the summer and take, 2 classes in the summer without any problem, and throughout the rest of the year as well.
So it's definitely not like that usual, 2-semester college experience that most people are used to in their head.
Yeah,
So
especially for the non-traditional student, because they might be working year-round to pay their mortgage or pay their, rent, whatever it might be. So by them chipping away and doing a couple classes all year round, it really makes it easier for them to get a degree, and especially in a more timely manner than just taking 1 or 2 classes in the fall and 1 or 2 in the spring and then nothing else.
Yeah,
So,
it makes it easier to chip away at all those credits.
Exactly. And even if a student wants to take 3 or 4 classes in the fall and the spring, they can do 1 or 2 classes in the summer to make it. So they were almost getting that 5 classes done as a traditional student.
Wow, that's very interesting. What do you do in admissions besides admissions? Because I assume that you do a little bit more than just admitting students. Every time there's a new session rolls around.
Definitely, yeah. So we're out traveling. That's going around through the community. We're in all the local high schools. We go off Cape. We're all around trying to get people to come to 4Cs and telling them all the great things that we have to offer at 4Cs. So we do that. We work specifically in helping, like you said, accept students into the college, but we also do some other community events. We're involved in Credit for Life events with the local high schools and Cape Cod 5, where we go and we help teach financial literacy to the students. They have a big fair for it. It's really nice. We also do other community events. We go to the libraries and try to have sessions with faculty members. So we're out there. We're the people that are trying to get people to know about 4Cs.
Yeah, it's important. I love the Credit for Life, the financial, teaching high school students how to be financially smart, because I feel like that's often something that's missing, and it's so important.
Exactly, and we volunteer for those events, and we're happy to help. It's great to be out and helping our local community.
Wonderful, and I know you have some short-term, I'm not sure, certificate classes that you do, like the
aviation maintenance.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Aviation maintenance.
Yep. So that's a 15-month program, and the students can get their aviation airframe and their power plant. So they learn how to actually fix the airframes and paint and do all the body work, and then they actually get to learn how to fix the engines too, which is fantastic. It's a great program. It's based up in Plymouth. It's very intensive because it's only 15 months, but it really gets the students great paying jobs after they finish.
Yeah, is that a certificate program that has a specific start and stop date, or is it kind of ongoing?
So they will each have a start date. So like there is a class that's going to be starting up on January 22nd.
Okay.
And from that we will, they will go for 15 months. Now that they have the option of doing, certificates for that, where they can just do their power plant, or they can just do their airframe certificates. But they can also choose to do an associate degree in that program as well. So there's a few different options for students. If they want to get the full associate degree, they can do that too.
That's great, and I know that's a very well needed program.
Definitely.
I know that airframe and that kind of maintenance is something that all of the airports and all of the airline companies are looking for.
Yeah. Yep, you are definitely right about that.
So if people are interested in it, this is the time to step into that. Exactly. What are some of the other certificate courses that you guys offer?
Yeah, so we offer all the traditional associate degrees. Sorry to go a little off track for you, but all the traditional associate degrees that a student can think of. We also have a nursing program, which is an associate degree, dental hygiene, which is an associate degree, business, all those, psychology. And then the certificate programs, we have some great programs. I can't name them all because there's so many.
I know.
But we have things in construction management, corrections. We have certified nursing assistant as a class that students can come and do. It's actually tri-level, so students do home health aide and CNA.
Oh, great.
We have students that can do medical coding and billing, a whole lot of different options at 4Cs.
That's wonderful. Yeah. So if people want to get more information on all this wonderful stuff that we just talked about, what's the best way they can get in touch with you?
So they can call the admissions office, and that number is 774-330-4466. That's my number directly.
Oh, great.
And then the admissions office number is 774-330-4311. And you can also go onto the website.
Yeah,
the website has a ton of information, all the different programs and everything else that a student could want to learn.
Excellent. Matt, thank you so much for coming in and telling us all about admissions at 4Cs. Hopefully we'll get some people out there thinking about, oh, maybe I should go back to school, or maybe it doesn't sound as hard as I thought it might be.
Yeah,
you guys are there to help everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
My guest today is Matt Cormier. He is the Director of Admissions at Cape Cod Community College. Coming up, Barnstable High School intern Mackenzie Connor talks to Athletic Director Scott Thomas about the athletic field master plan. But first, she introduces us to two students that started the composting program at Barnstable High School.
Hello, I'm Mackenzie Connor, an intern for Channel 18 News, and today we have seniors at Barnstable High School, Allison Carter and Cameron Roberts-Capac, to talk about a composting program they set up at the school. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much, Mackenzie.
Can you just start off by telling us a little bit about what exactly this composting program is?
The compost program that we've started at Barnstable High School is our student initiative to make our community more green and more sustainable by finding a purpose for the food waste, which we have an excessive amount at our high school.
Good. So where did this idea come from?
So basically last year we were in an AP environmental class with Mr. Gorel. At the end of the year, the seniors leave early, so it was just 6 juniors left, and he told us to do a project, and he was very vague about it. He didn't say anything else. He just said, do a project. So we had the idea just to compost, and that's where it started. And then Mr. Gorel mentioned that Kelvin Ng from the Challenger Club was looking for a school to compost with, so we instantly emailed him, and he got back to us, and then we just set up the plans, and we finally got the composting machine this summer.
Good. Where are the composting bins located at your school? Do people just put their leftover food in them, or?
So we have 2 cafeterias. One is the main caf. It's 8th graders through 10th, and we have 3 yellow bins in there. And at the end of lunch, they just bring their food up and scrape the leftovers in. And then we have the junior senior caf, and they do the same thing, but there's 2 bins. And then we also have the child development. It's a daycare in our school, and we have 1 yellow bin there where they empty their food waste at the end of the day.
Cool. So where does the compost go next after that?
We're currently figuring that out. So the EcoBin machine, it converts it into a potable water and a fertile soil amendment. So that can be used for things such as fish feed, animal feed, biofuel, or what our main purpose we're looking to use it for is for compost, to mix it with traditional or just as fertilizer. So we're working with Challenger Club and several other local organizations and businesses to figure out where we can use that next. But luckily the spring growing season is 2 corners away. So,
how is this beneficial for the environment?
So the machine, it greatly reduces the amount of food waste we produce, which is one of the top 3 items that is wasted in the landfills. So rather than having it build up methane gas and damage the ozone layer, it's converted into a product that we can use for growing our own food and different things that make it practical.
So the EcoBin is pretty expensive. How did you get all the money to receive this bin?
Since we teamed up with the Challenger Club, they're a nonprofit organization. They work with children with disabilities, and they do a bunch of fundraisers, and that's where the money came from. And then now they're looking to do grants to pay for it.
After we decided to work with Calvin from Challenger Club, we've attended some of the fundraisers and their sporting events ourselves, and that inspired us to incorporate the special education students in our school since they already do so many things between recycling and all of that stuff. So we've met with the teachers several times and they're on board. So another component that we feel is really important to this program and having it in the school is that this will provide a job skill and allow them to have increased socialization opportunities with mainstream students.
Cool. That sounds like a great program to be a part of. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Good luck in the future with this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Connor, intern for Channel 18, and today we are at Barnstable High School with Athletic Director Scott Thomas to talk about the master plan improvement. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
All right, so what exactly is this master plan?
Well, it is a total renovation of all of our athletic facilities outside. We are really excited about the whole project in itself, which is going to address many of the needs that we have and improve a lot of the areas that we have currently with our athletic fields.
Cool. So can you just go over what exactly all these fields are?
Yeah, I mean, this is basically a rendering of what the fields will look like after we finish. This is going to be a three-phase program where we're going to go at it in three phases. Starting first here with where the baseball field currently exists, we're going to keep the same footprint that we have currently, but we're going to make this into an artificial surface, just like our stadium, turf, and make it a multi-purpose facility. We will be able to play baseball and softball on this surface. We will also be able to play the rectangular sports like lacrosse, field hockey, soccer. So this is going to give us another artificial turf to use and help us to maintain equity with all of our sports teams, making sure that everybody has a top quality facility to play upon. So when this is done, we'll also be laying, the groundwork for what the future will bring. You can see that there's a beautiful path system that goes extensively around the entire athletic complex. Everything is connected. This will also be considered perhaps walking paths for people. So multifunctional in that regard, giving people an opportunity to get some exercise and maybe not have the boredom of just walking around the track. So we think that that'll serve a double purpose for us. And then, increasing the rest of the fields that you see here, we will be due shortly, to do some renovations to the stadium. That turf is going on its 9th year, believe it or not. We will be beginning a new bleacher project in the next couple of weeks, to be honest with you. The bleachers will be taken down, new bleachers, new press box, and visitors bleachers as well, also to be used during graduation. So we'll start some work there. We're getting a new scoreboard that's going to be donated to us by the Cobb Trust. So we're really excited about that, and we'll be making some improvements to the facility here. But also to reorient the current fields that we have. If you look at this diagram right here, currently our sub-varsity baseball field is kitty corner to what is our JV softball field. So not being able to play the same sports at the same time, again, this gives us more opportunity to spread things out. And we'll be able to rest fields as well. So the natural turf fields, which would be over at the intermediate school, and in this part of Barnstable High School's field space, we'll be able to rotate fields, meaning that we'll be able to rest fields, like sometimes like a season will come and maybe we need to rest this field over here and be able to utilize the other fields on the perimeter so that we can keep our natural grass fields up to the level that we would love to have.
So how did this idea kind of come about?
Well, when I came to Barnstable 5 years ago, one of the first things I noticed as doing an assessment over the facilities, both inside and out, was that the baseball field just really stood out to me. We utilized some budget monies to do some leveling, put some sod down, make some fencing changes and things like that, fix the mound to make it a better place for our baseball teams to play. But now we're looking for we need a new backstop. The backstop is years and years and years and years old, still made out of wood in some spots, which you don't usually see. That should be up and in place ahead of the whole project. That should be up and in place by this spring in order for the baseball team to have that new backstop. And then as the progress goes with the field, we'll continue in this area right here. We have a facility that'll be pretty much centered, which will be for bathrooms and concession stands and storage space, which we'll have. We'll also have storage space behind the baseball dugouts. We'll have storage space maybe behind the bleachers as well. So we're going to attack a lot of different areas that we need to improve upon as we go through this project. When we are done, when we are finished, this will be the premier interscholastic athletic facility. We will be the envy of all. It's just an awesome plan. As you can see, it's impressive. Our athletes deserve it, and I'm sure that you would agree with that,
yes.
being an athlete yourself.
Of course, the year I graduated.
Of course, but some pride when you come
yes,
back. You
course.
got it.
So how are you getting all the money to do all these renovations?
Well, you know, it's not completely determined yet, and the project is still in the process of being approved. It is going to be a priority for you know, our capital budgeting going forward, and I would assume that it's going to be a combination of school funds and donations and fundraising that'll help us put this all together.
Cool. So looking at kind of like a timeline, when do you feel like some of these things are going to be done, or when is it all going to be done?
I mean, if everything were approved and we were to start, I would say that the first phase, you know, if we were to start during the next fiscal year, the first phase would probably take somewhere in the range of a year. So we'll have to talk about and think about where are we going to have our teams play while you know, the construction is going on and so forth. But we've got some good plans to make that work. And then beyond that, how the phases go, and I'm sure it's tied to funding and you know, and budgeting and so forth. So getting some momentum going and getting this first phase done and getting people excited about it. We're hoping to get some excitement from alumni and from local businesses and foundations that are willing to, you know, help out this massive project, which is going to be a benefit for everybody.
Well, I'm excited to see how it all plays out.
Aren't we all? Thanks.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Now let's take a look at this week's community calendar. Beginning this Wednesday, December 20th, and running through January 5th, the Barnstable Senior Center will be showing a variety of PBS shows. It could be Masterpiece, American Masters, or even A Chef's Life. Take a break and enjoy a snack. This program will run Monday through Fridays from 1 to 3:30 p.m. There will be no shows on December 22nd, 25th, or January 1st. Also at the Senior Center, the 50-plus Job Seekers Group will meet this Thursday from 9 to 11 a.m. This is a program to support and assist people over the age of 50 who are looking for a new job, career direction, or an encore career. This program is funded and supported by the Massachusetts Councils on Aging. Now let's take a look at this week's board, committee, and commission schedule. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be back tomorrow with an all-new show. We'll talk with Susan Griffin, Activities Coordinator at the Senior Center, and Planning and Development Director Elizabeth Jenkins. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Beal.